Hi everyone, welcome to our new subscribers, and to all our loyal readers, thanks for sticking around. This week I'd like to discuss pot. Big surprise, right? I've been asked, why do I use the word pot? Because it's the most widely used derogatory term I could think of, except maybe dope. I'm trying to dispel the twisted meanings that have been subscribed to our planet's marvelous but humble cannabis. I smoke pot, I eat dope, I rub reefer cream on my dry skin and my achy muscles every day, and I feel great. Now, is that so scary? Am I so scary? Is dope so dopey? Language is funny. Single things with many words that describe them, slangs too, are generally things that people really like. Think about all the synonyms for food, for money, for penis, for breasts, for love. Would cannabis fit in this category? But just like for cannabis, there are plenty of nasty slur words for all those same things we really like. Can you think of any derogatory terms for breast? How about sex? Oh yeah, that's the perfect example. Remember how uptight the country used to be about sex? Oh right, it still is. Never mind. Now, what was I talking about? I'll be right back. We are talking about pot. Glorious medicinal pot. But is all pot created equal? No. So, how do you tell the potent primo nugs from the harsh, nasty, weak buds? I know chances are only a minority of you currently have the chance to be ultra choosy, but even if you only have two options to choose from, you should get a hint or two right here to help you choose. So, how can a smart patient with a clueless doctor pick the right medicine? When it comes to reefer, the system has forced you to be your own doctor, so here's all the research you no longer need to do. First, some basic vocabulary. Most of the planet's indigenous strains of ganja are sativas. Cannabis sativas have long, thin leaves, produce an energetic, brain-centered, speedy type high, and have widely varying levels of THC. Industrial hemp, grown for rope, paper, food, etc., is also sativa. It's very hard to grow pure sativas for medicine indoors, so these days most sativas are crossed or interbred with indica strains. Cannabis indica became a distinct strain in the Afghanistan, Pakistan, India region. Indicas have shorter, fatter leaves and produce a heavy, sedating, body-centered, melt into the couch type high, with a consistently high level of cannabinoids. These days, almost all medicine out there is some kind of sativa-indica blend. Last vocabulary word, sensimilia. This means a female plant without seeds. An ounce of seedy weed can easily be half its weight in seeds. Choose sensimilia whenever possible. It's stronger and a much better value. So, assuming you have more than a couple of choices, how do you pick? Right off the bat, if you see mold or moistness in the container or bag, keep walking. Moldy grass is a very good way to get very sick. Also, look at the size of the nugs. In this case, bigger buds usually are better. Next, smell. One of our most potent senses. I've never met a toker who didn't like the smell of their ganja. Don't like the smell? You probably won't like the buzz. It's funny because I've known lots of people who use herbal medicine. Some herbal medicines to me stink like dirt and taste like feet. But the people who benefit from these herbs love the smell and the taste. Go figure. If you find a strain you like, consider trying other strains from the same grower. The grower and his or her techniques have more effect on the final medicine than the genetics of the strain. For example, a grower who doesn't flush his plants well will produce chemical-tasting, cough-inducing herb. Check the cure. That is, check how it was dried. A well-cured bud should be stiff, not crumbly, but any sticks inside or outside the flowers should snap, not bend when pushed. If the sticks don't snap, you're paying for moisture that you'll need to evaporate off yourself before smoking. Not good. Really look close at a nice bud. Use a magnifying glass if you have one. Look for fuzzy, sparkling, tiny crystal-like formations on the leaves. The more of these trichomes you see, the more cannabinoids the medicine contains. Beyond that, the proof is, as they say, in the pudding. The ultimate test is trying it. If you have options, maybe try small amounts of many different strains before choosing. Depending on your illness, you may want to try each strain for a few days before deciding to really get a good feel for the effects for you of each one. Also, over time, you will develop tolerance to a single strain. If you notice a drop in effectiveness, you may want to switch strains for a while. In closing, just let me say how bizarre it is that I should be making such a video as this. Hundreds of years ago, Thomas Jefferson could have written the exact same ideas to one of his neighbors who wanted to try smoking cannabis for their arthritic farm hands. Thanks to our ludicrous drug laws, we as a country know less about prescribing pot than George Washington did. Oh, and think these guys didn't smoke dope? Look it up. And look up everything you can about your medical marijuana options. Finding the right strains and growers for you can make all the difference in your medicine's effectiveness and your pocketbook. As always, it's been a pleasure to be with you. Have more questions about pot? Drop us an email or hit the forum. We're looking forward to talking to you. Until next week, I'm Primo, wishing you good health and a great week.
More than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. And the less I seek my source for some definitive, closer I